welcome to this very special show. It's a fun party today. It's Friday, but starting the party early. We are starting the party, yes, at 3:10. Sorry for the delay. It's because of our producer Shobrik, and I solely blame him. You can go to his Facebook page, and you can quote him later. So the entire cast of Akuni, almost everyone is here. The others are on the wrong link. We are sending them the right link, and they're very soon. So the party has started. I would just request everyone to calm your nerves and not to make too much noise. And I solely blame him. You can go to his Facebook. I can hear a feedback in my ear right now. So what I was saying is the party has already said don't make too much noise because I might get thrown out by my landlord. You know, he doesn't like too much noise, and I already cooked Akuni in the morning, so it's very scary. So before I start, I'd like the director to do the honors. I heard that the ratings for Akune on IMG are already very high. Akune does stand out as a beacon of hope for the people of the Northeast to achieve their full potential. Make what you can, not just across the country, but all around the world. And it takes all of us together to make that happen. So, Nicholas, over to you. Introduce everyone and whether they were fun or pain in the A when you were shooting.
So then I'll just do a blanket introduction. Everyone was a pain in the A, and then I can get to the actual names. Pain in the A1, Shayoni. Then there's pain in the A2, Asha. But on a serious note, Shayoni plays a Nepali character. She worked really hard on it, which is evident if you're in the film. And I'm hoping the ones who haven't, please do soon. So I'm really, really happy she's a part of the film. That's Shaheen Gupta. Then there's Parashar Barua from Assam. I really lucked out getting him as a cinematographer. And he's from FTII, has done a couple of films. Now actually many more. But yeah, he was the one who stood by me all along. And I'm really grateful. Parashar, Barua, take a bow. Then there's Lynn Nystrom from Manipur.
Hi.
Who I met very early on, right at the very beginning, in fact, one of the first few people, because I was just fans of Northeastern actors in Bombay, and to use the word expanse is funny because really, I was talking to friends, and there was Lynn really who was there along with 2-3 others, and hardly any. And so I reached out through a friend and met her, and that was right at the very beginning. I just finished writing the script, and I'm glad she's part of it. She's done a fantastic job. Lynn Nystrom, Asanna.
Hello.
Yeah, who makes this fabulous cameo in the movie. And I say cameo in the sense that it's much more than that, but it's just that the whole film leads up to her. Everyone's talking about where's Meenam, and then she makes a grand entry. That's Meenam. There's the wonderful Dolly. I'm just so glad that she's part of it. Can we just give a big just
Yay!
Dolly? I worked in the Delhi theatre for a very, very long time, 10-12 years, and always knew, obviously because she's a very big name, not just in the film industry, but also in the theatre and in Delhi. And so we were, I'd known a lot about her, just never got around to meeting her and working with her. And but luckily for us both, theatre people, firms sort of provided the right platform or avenue to get us together, two Delhi theatre walas. That's Dolly Ahluwalia, who plays a vitriolic nani in the film. And then who else? We left with the other one is in who's not been
Struggling.
Yeah,
They are still struggling.
They got the wrong
Yeah,
is Northeastern identity is proving to be a bit of a problem right now, getting in. And there's Rohan, who's also supposed to join us, but that will take, I think.
And Milo. And
Milo. Yeah, and Myrna too. Yeah, where's Myrna? What's happening?
They're all waiting. They're all trying to get in.
I think also because of the fact that they are in other different parts of the country.
Yeah, this is feeling like one of those old discotheques that I used to go to in the 90s, and then we're just made to stand in line. There's no specific reason given as to why we're not doing that, but we kind of get a sense of it.
But the shocking part of this statement is you went to a discotheque, Nick. I cannot imagine you in a discotheque.
No, I try to have fun once in a while. Yeah.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
It's not a crime, Nick. You don't have to feel that.
Nick's ideal party is eating pork.
Oh, there you go.
Please.
There you go. There you go. Tenzing and Rohan.
Alcohol.
Oh, Sanjay and Rohan are here. Are they here?
Yeah, they are here. Hi, guys.
Hi.
That's Milo over there.
Milo is also here.
Yeah.
Milo first says, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
all
then
right.
that's-
We can live with that. We can live with that. Nice. We can live with that. Okay, let me also remind you guys that there is an anchor for this show. I'm supposed to be the moderator. So don't take off. Don't take off. A great reunion for you guys. Just remember, I'm also hanging on with some questions. So there's already a lot of love coming to you guys. I will just read it out. So a lot of people are saying, we need more. Sanjeev Tamang says that I saw the movie being leaked on FB with 1,000 views, something that you need to worry about. But I didn't watch it, and I reported it, deleted it now.
Nice.
So thank you,
So nice.
Sanjeev, for the entire
That's so
thing.
nice. That's so
Thank
good.
you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Zamzam is saying that where is the Nirvana dad? So Dolly ma'am,
Yeah.
Nirvana dad nahi aaye. So people are missing Nirvana dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, Team Axone. We'll watch your movie tomorrow. Rajiv Chetri is saying that. Tripti Rai says, Team Axone, amazing. Not just because your work was fantastic, but because you chose a topic no one else ever thought, and one we dealt with when we were outside our state. Nystrom Sharma is saying, loved it, guys. Thanks to you all. Need more. So need more. Nicholas, need more. Ho sakta hai ki nahi? Can we do a web series? Apne web series, part 1, part 2, part 3. That will be interesting.
Wonderful idea.
Maybe a
That's
web
a great
series. One
5
question
seasons.
I have. Yeah, 5 seasons. I've already sent my CV last year to Nicholas. I think maybe I could, appreciate pesky journalist. Yeah. So I've already sent. Tenzing is also there. Tenzing is smiling. But first question, I want to ask a very crucial question and a very important question to Dolly ma'am. Have you tasted Axone at all?
Oh, being a people, how could I even think of it?
Axone is soybean.
Ahad nikalo, maro inko.
But Axone is soybean.
Yeah, Akune is vegetarian, ma'am.
It's vegetarian.
Really? Kuni is
Yeah.
vegetarian.
Yeah, in the film we make pork with it.
See,
Yeah.
I love
Dolly, these guys are not, old generation, serious, purist theatre wallas like us. We've
Let
discussed
them-
this. We're like, the Nani
yeah.
character is somebody who
Don't-
despises Akhuni. There's no way she's ever going to think about it, interpreting it even either during or after the performance to stay true to
Yeah.
that. That's what she's done.
Don't, Nicole,
True to
don't,
the method.
don't worry. I'll eat all of them. Don't worry.
Where do you live? Give your address next time. I'll get some for you. Rohan is here with Tenzing. Rohan, are you missing your dad? He's not here. We are missing. A lot of people are saying we are missing his Nirvana T-shirt. They are calling him Nirvana Dad already. Are you missing it?
Nirvana Dad.
Yeah, are you missing your Nirvana Dad?
What do you mean?
Rohan?
Are you missing your father?
It's on. It's on.
It's on, Rohan.
It's on. Okay. Sorry, I missed the last part.
No, I said, are you missing your father? Are you missing your dad? He's not in the party now.
Where is he? Is he going to join us?
I don't think so.
But it feels like we finally
Rohan, show some emotions, no?
Yeah.
We finally got the entry to the 90s discotheque.
Yeah. Nice one. Nice one.
Sumangal Raj Konwar is writing, Dolly ma'am is a gem, shining star, loved her. So you've got fans in Assam, I think. Yeah, thank you for that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Pauzebe is saying, guys, where is Miss Im Song? Nicholas, where is Miss Im Song?
Imsang, Miss Imsang is really struggling to get in right now, and she just messaged not happening. So she's struggling with technology at the point.
She's just joined. She's just joined.
Oh, yeah, she's here.
Newsflash, yes.
Oh,
just joined.
headline. Okay.
Top of the,
there you
top of
go.
the, yeah,
Can't
the
see
D
it.
and the D, yeah. Marinla, can you hear us?
Marinla, you got to switch on your auto rotate.
It's all right. Auto rotate, forget it. She's here. That's what's important. So, Marinla, how was your experience working in the movie? Because, you know, from what we saw, you were tipsy all the time throughout the movie.
Marinla, you're on mute.
You're mute, Marinla.
Classic Marinla.
She's having Zutho probably.
Mute. Okay, now how do I even tell her she's on mute?
You got to click this button on your screen
I've messaged
and have a mic on it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start one by one, with some of the serious questions now. Parashar, how was the experience shooting in those gullies of Delhi? Because, you know, if you've lived in Delhi, if you've stayed in those places, you know how challenging it is to shoot in those places. So how did you do it? Was it fun? Because, you know, most of the areas where you were shooting looked tight to me.
Oh, well, they were, in fact. But to start with, I think it was the best decision we did to shoot on location, to shoot exactly where this film was set. And from day one, it was challenging, right from the fact, you know, to get our lights and equipments there, we had to, you know, actually hire hand carts because there were lanes that were so narrow that even a light truck wouldn't go in, or, you know, we couldn't find places where we could set up our rig, or, you know, our rigs. Or so, in fact, so much so that even in the way we were shooting, you won't find very big setups. We were kind of adapting to it and coming up with solutions of, you know, using smaller lights, using LED setups, and using, you know, lights that we can fit into a small place. And so this was also for me an interesting learning experience to kind of do a lot of minimal work, you know, do work with really the most minimal of, you know, equipment given. Not that, you know, we didn't have access to it, but the fact just to get it there was a challenge for the entire production. And so it was a way that we were adapting and kind of and changing and improvising as we were going around. And I guess there was this large vision that we had of what we were trying to do, and largely we were sticking to it. And of course, kind of, you know, we had Humayunpur as a source of inspiration, you know, although like Nick would agree, we had references of many things, and like right from art to photography and stuff, and even memories of, you know, when we were in Delhi. I was in Delhi almost a decade ago. So, but the moment we stepped into Humayunpur, that became our kind of first reference point, and the idea was to kind of bring it into the film in a way that, you know, that made it realistic, and at the same time gave it that kind of a pop that we wanted for the film. We wanted a film to be not just a realistic film, but also a film which had some kind of style into it, kind of an edginess into it, which was governed by the graph of the film, was governed by the characters and how they were going around. So that is how it was. It was challenging. I mean, I mean, really, I mean, there are places where barely I could fit in. You know, right at the beginning where you see the smoke pork room where we see Thesong Sin, it is an actual place, and the fact that I needed smoke because that is how we could get the streaks of light in. It was smoky, and we couldn't breathe, and now in strange times we were all wearing masks at that time. So the fact that to recall that now, and when we had masks on, and people were couldn't breathe, and so those were very challenging places. In the kitchen where we see, they were all actual locations, and right from my entire team, how they were rigging lights and how we were trying to figure things out, till to go ahead till the fashion walk and on the streets, how we were trying to rig lights there and getting permission from shops to let us get our lights in. All of that was a challenge, but in retrospect, it was all worth it, I believe. And it was a great learning curve for everyone, as a cinematographer, technically to approach it, and also for the rest of the crew. Yeah.
And it's a movie, about a very serious subject. I watched it with my son, because he's kind of lived in a life which is cocooned. He's faced it before. He's faced situations where people have called him Chinese, and he's fought back. He's not liked it. And I, for one, being what I am, always say, it's nice because I've been called Chinese, I've been called Malaysian, and I've used it to my advantage always. I went into a very important meeting because they thought I was Nepalese, and I went into a high-level meeting. I sat, heard everything, as a journalist. Again, I don't know whether I should say it on or not.
It's already out.
There have been other important meetings. You've used it. Lynn, I love the scene where you are sitting with your boyfriend and telling him about life and trying to explain that it works both ways, that you need to reach out and that you need to make your presence felt as well. It was one of those scenes where I felt like there was this light tower and you were trying to show, that light around, saying that, look here, this is the light, this is what we need to do. You out there in the city, struggling every day, how have you taken it on your stride?
Oh, it's been a very long time that I left Imphal, and I've been staying in Bombay for a very long time. I lived in New York, I lived in Bihar, Nagaland. So it's become very different. I have, early on, when I was really young in my teenage years, I used to get really offended, and I was kind of a kid who would keep quiet and take it in and just not talk to somebody. Like, for instance, yesterday somebody asked me in an interview, what was your first racist remark? And I was in 11th standard in Mumbai, and we were asked to read out an article from a magazine, and I chose something and I started reading. So the teacher asked me to stop, and I said, what happened, ma'am? Then she's like, nobody can understand what you're talking about. You can't even read properly. You have, what is this accent? So I was ridiculed, and I didn't speak to anybody in the class for 2 months. That's where it started. And I started, it's been so long that I've been out that I started normalizing. I got immune to listening, hearing people calling me names. Unfortunately, that was how I was receiving because because I couldn't fight any longer. How many people are you going to fight on the road, So till now, I was just being quiet. But these interviews, I've been talking so much about racism, karma, that I've started again feeling that, oh my God, that's not normal. It's not normal to be called a Chinese or Nepali or Momo or, whatever. And a very recent incident, I remember sharing it with Milo. I dropped my parents at the airport around on the 9th of Feb, and I was coming back home, and people, 2 men on the road, they were calling me coronavirus. This is before the pandemic hit. And I came back to Milo. I think I shared it with Milo and Tenzin, or I don't remember if it was Rohan or Milo. I shared it with Milu. I said, Milu, people are calling me coronavirus. And very casually, and she's like, yeah, that's the new racist remark. Karma, it's very unfortunate that because how many battles are you going to fight? How many, how many people are you going to respond to? How many, and also, we don't come from a very aggressive, we don't really voice most of the time people from Northeast. We like to take it in and TK, chalta hai, that kind of attitude we have. So it's been very difficult. But racism is something that exists everywhere. When I went to New York to be a model, I was accepted more as a human being, not seen as a race, but as a human being. So I told my professor, my sociology professor, that I feel like I'm home, But whereas in my own country, many a times I feel out. I don't feel I belong here. Jokes apart and all these, but it shouldn't be like this, is what I feel.
Right. Like certainly it shouldn't be like this, I mean, for me, it's a different world because I was in INA market. I got the same comment. Somebody called me Corona. 2-3 boys were there. I turned around. I coughed really hard on them. And then I reminded them that, I am a Punjabi Jamai, so I know the choicest words and I let it fly. So that's how I work and I enjoy it. So Merenla, you seem restless again, because a lot of comments for you. You have so many fans. Everybody's asking, where is Merenla? So I got like 4 or 5 messages saying, where is Merenla? Is she okay? I can't read that. It's a funny message to you, but I can't read that. It's something to do with the spirit. So a lot of messages for you. Sophie says Miss Lim Song ? Rongpang is saying Miss Lim Song has a hangover. No, she doesn't have a hangover. Where is Miss Lim Song? So everybody's been asking about you. Enlighten us. Where have you been? And what's going on with your life?
I hope people don't think that I have a drinking problem in real life.
Oh, goodness.
I would like to just clarify that I don't really have a drinking problem, at least not yet. That was just pani that was given on set. Kyunki bahut low production tha, so I just had to get drunk on water. So good, I got enough, so it's nice.
But it was fun.
But
it was
yeah,
fun.
it's nice to be quarantined in Nagaland. I escaped at the right time. I came here for a wedding and then I just got stuck. So keep talking to my friends in Mumbai and I'm just glad I came out at the right time.
Not yours, no?
Okay, you can't hear me?
I said not yours.
Yeah,
Wedding, not yours.
not your wedding.
Not your wedding, right? Not your wedding.
Okay,
Sister can
says,
hear.
okay. Zamzam says, the sad part is no scene of them eating the akone. There is a scene, no, towards the end.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be
Very
like
properly.
Everybody's eating.
show. And maybe Parashar couldn't capture, the akone.
That's in the second part. Part 2 mein aayega wo.
Okay.
Equal.
Nicholas, there's a serious question for you. There was one more interesting question. Okay. Prema Rani Singom is writing, the film could have been better. If it asked people to stand up and support people of Northeast, it did. The film seems to send a message to Northeast people to adjust and ignore everything. Nicholas?
Once a film is in the public domain, I am one of those people who don't feel like justifying anything or saying, this is how it's meant to be. This is what, because it's there. Everyone is going to, and that's the whole point of art anyway. Yeah. Personally, I'm surprised with a takeaway like that from the film. I've tried, and in fact, this is something I bring up very often in all these interviews and so on. There's a lot of noise coming from somewhere, but is that sorry, I was just distracted there. is the whole idea right from the very beginning for me of trying to get that balance. That it's not a film about Northeasterners pointing a finger at the locals, whether it be in Delhi or in Bangalore or anywhere else, and saying you people are racists. And we are not, because racism exists everywhere. Not everyone is racist, but all of us have prejudices. That prejudice can take the form of racism, can take the form of classism, can take the form of, just gender, can take the form, and so on and so forth, as we know. I've tried to balance it out in terms of being able to show that. Beyond that, I don't think I have anything to say. So if someone has a point, to make to the effect that the story seems to convey this message of let's take it lying down. As an audience member, somebody who consumes film at a very personal level, I would completely disagree with that. But it's a film, it's in the public domain. You're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, there'll be too many opinions like that. Nicholas, don't look so sad and glum.
No.
That's his resting face.
I'm in a discotheque in the 90s. Why would I be upset?
Yeah. Okay. Dolly, ma'am, the question is to you. It's very interesting that you play this character who ultimately comes around, and right at the end, before the ramp walk or the street walk, the wonderful street walk all these people do, you stand there in defense of them and say, "Kya kar rahe ho tum log?" Disperse. How was this experience? Because sometimes if you know no cultures, if you go to the Northeast, you can get overwhelmed by the colors. You can get overwhelmed by the different tribes. It's quite, the entire region is magical and overwhelming. So how did you find this, getting involved in this whole project? What was your experience like? I dare say an outsider.
Oh, no, not that. The day reminds me of the first time I met Nicole, and this was in Mumbai itself. And I don't know, Nicole, a compliment for you. I fell in love with this little boy, and the honesty he had it while narrating the story and talking about my character. And the best thing was that really, I would say, made me commit for this project was that he immediately said there is a lot of scope of improvisation. This is a rough rest. There's a lot of scope of improvisation, and I'm open to that. So that is the thing which, because from a theater background, we believe in a lot of improvisations. Life is improvisation. Theater, life is theater. So, and then getting into it, I was little unwell. Nicole remembers it when the shoot started. Yeah. And I had to request him. He had planned my shoot in the morning, and I personally went to him and I told him that I was supposed to leave for States, so I have to go and meet him. And it was quite a bad problem I was facing. I didn't show it to the unit at all. It was something very emotional that had really brought me emotionally down. But the kind of support and the kind of commitment I felt all around. The entire unit smelled so good, What do you talk about this? We are having a party right now, and I can feel all the auras of all the characters, all the young. This character, yes. Because there was a lovely brief line about, I said, he has to be naughty. He really has to be naughty. I am. Lot of noises coming. I too am a very, very naughty person. Pathak and the lovely grandson Rohan with it, the most mischievous person on the set. And yeah, but let me tell you, Karma, I have traveled a lot northeast, and I adore each and every thing over there. Being a costume designer, getting into it really sets the mood. And let me tell you, each and every northeast person is a beauty and is a handsome person by you. There is something so much peaceful on your faces. As Lynn rightly said, so kind of people, you give the impression of content. Very honest to by sharing it, and the entire feeling was there on the set, and I could be naughty within the limits with all these youngsters around me. Otherwise, they don't know. I can take off my shirt any minute if you ask for that.
Don't worry, बदमाश लोग भी बहुत है.
Karma, just a quick word.
When you come to Sikkim, I'll make you meet some, naughty people also.
Yeah, Karma, just a small, sorry to interject, about Dolly ma'am and Vinay Pathak. You see her, that scene she did where she was showing off the friends.
Yeah.
Every time, they were improvising so much that, after every take, Nick and I would look at each other. They were doing something new every take. So it was quite painful for our continuity person. But the fact that they nailed it in one take. I mean, if all of you go back to the film, this was a one take scene. And the fact that Vinay sir and Dolly ma'am were just having a blast, and we were witnessing that. I mean, that was all I wanted to say, and I think we all remember that for that.
May I add to that?
Thanks
May
so
I add
much.
to that?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
Sumangal has a question. We have to know how Sayani got the Nepali accent with those punchlines quite well, yet humorous. Also, Tenzin and Sayani looked the best together.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I was, Karma, I was very nervous. And as you see in the film, Upasana is part of the group, but there is an undercurrent of her being the outsider, And I think the beauty of the script that Nicholas wrote was that there is prejudice amongst all of us. And irrespective of where you're from, even when you are part of the marginalized, there are times when you marginalize other people as well. Even, sometimes, as Nick was saying, sometimes you don't, but we all have this. So it was at a meta level, because also everyone in the film who play somebody, they were actually from there, except for me. So, it was like what my character was going through in a way was also what I was going through in a way. I mean, I was honestly very nervous, and because I have tons of friends from, obviously different parts of the Northeast, but I knew, because one thing was I had to be authentic, and I didn't want to stick out like a sore thumb, and it's such an amazing, they're all such talented actors. And the fact that Nicholas had trusted me with this part, I was just like extremely nervous, and Nick knows that. And yeah, so I worked with some people. One of my friends, whose name is Kefa Subba, he's Nepali. So I had sent the script to, and we would rehearse continuously every scene, every line, while I was shooting, for even before, on voicemail. I wanted to get everything right. So I worked on a lot of slangs. I had this copy, where I had like pages and pages of just slangs that I could use. And then Nicholas actually allowed me to work with a hairstylist who I took from Bombay, who is Nepali. So she actually helped me a lot throughout the process as a dialect coach. Like, she was with all the pronunciation, she gave me a lot of slangs, like, things like, Tesko Baji ko nati, like those kind of things. Maria, things that I would ask, like every day, Maria and I would sit even after.
Shiny, the one you say when you are carrying the cylinder, can you say that?
Yeah. Jamalane. The people not say Jamalane.
Can you say it again? Because a lot of people are waiting for those lines. Can you say it again?
Oh no! Proper Northeast say you Jamalone.
The other one is
And I also say a lot of like cuss words like Jati and all. So you know what? Now what I do. So, yeah, but you know the thing is that because Upasana like was written in such a funny way, I could actually. I mean, Nick obviously gave me I mean, he told me that you can have fun with it. But right now, after I learned these lines, what I do is, especially when I go to my salon or when I meet somebody who's from I know who's Nepali, and these are some of my friends and all, I would just go and just say Jamalone, and they would just get so scandalized, like they were like, what's going on? So it's just like how you'd play, like when you learn new language. So yeah, I think there were a lot of people who obviously helped, and I actually shot for another film in Nepal exactly 2 months before I shot for Akhone, and I was in Nepal for a month, and lot, obviously, and we were trekking. Our, the guides and Sherpas would talk in Nepali. So I like there were words that I knew that Alikati and a lot of words they would use a lot. So which is Alikati, yeah. Even Ambo and all, my friends, because I have so many friends, like I know what they use when they are exasperated or, so those are things I picked up from like different people. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think we can go across to Tenzin now. Nicholas, you have something important?
Yeah. No, I just wanted to add to that an interesting anecdote, because there's so many languages that are spoken in the film, There's just so many, easily about 15 of them. And anyway, there were bits that were picked up by various people and spoken at various points. And I wasn't totally aware of, what they meant. And when the film went to the censor board, because we were thinking of a theatrical release, they quite liked the film. And they said, but you have to give us an assurance that nothing bad was spoken about. And I was like, ha, yeah, nothing bad spoken. How was I supposed, there are like 15 languages there and everyone saying whatever they wanted. And the way I, figured in my head, listen, they're never going to find out, or when they find out, anyway, it's going to be too late.
It's too late, exactly.
Okay, so Nicholas, a message to make you happy. Don't sulk again. I personally loved it. Didn't place us really as victims, but subtly placed the way we face racism in our everyday life. When we talk about such issues, it is quite possible to project as a community that needs sympathy. I loved how the film addressed empathy over sympathy. Happy now?
That's lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, it's lovely. Thanks.
That's from Chekulu. Nekha. The problem is that even I can't pronounce so many names. I'm sorry if I've, mispronounced your name. Merella, don't look so bored, yeah, my God. You're looking so bored. It's like, look, you've got too many fans happening. And because you can't control, it's not like a television switching. Even if you make any sound, you're going to be seen and you're going to look bored, You've got lots of fans. You've got a, reputation to live up to. Tenzin, I have a question for you. Tenzin, interesting. Tenzin's got a very interesting story. I love it. Born in Lhasa and been living in Delhi. He's worked in the movie Margarita with a straw, but a Tibetan by heart. I kind of relate to him because our Sikkimese and Tibetan cultures are kind of similar. How did you kind of gel into the role that you did? And you genuinely seem to love and understand the importance of folk and Akune. I could see the love in your eyes because this is not a Tibetan thing at all. How did you develop the love for Akune? Is it because of any of the wonderful girls that you're working with? Something happened there.
So I mean, there's Google. I wasn't actually born in Lhasa. I was born in Delhi itself, and I went to a school.
Yeah.
I went to a school in Delhi, and then I was surrounded by a lot of people from the Northeast. I was lucky enough, and then visit their houses, and I think they are the best cooks and they cook really well. So the mom used to be very warm, like they used to invite me over and have for dinner and stuff. And regarding the food and the love for pork, I think it was through Lynn. The way I think nobody cooks better pork than Lynn does.
Wow.
And Lynn has made so much pork for us, fed us so much.
And so mostly, yeah, and my Mizo friend, Ricky Larimpanga, I used to go to church with him on Sundays to just to hang out with him. So yeah, there was this time shooting that I went to church in Safdarjung with him. So yeah, that's it.
Lynn, where do you stay? You're in Bombay all the time?
I'm in Bombay, but I'm going to parcel you now.
Okay. Nicholas, there is a question for you. It's a very serious question. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm
Don't
ready.
shout again. Very, very serious. Can we expect more movies featuring Merenla in song? SGV Suduvo Shizo is asking.
In the beginning, when I spoke with Merenla, and Merenla's making a face thinking, what is he gonna say now? But I feel Merenla is still upset with me. I don't know, but because we started off in the beginning with my promising Merenla quite a bit. No, the reason I'm saying all of this, there's a context to this. I'm not that dumb. I think Merenla is a wonderful actor, and I really had great hopes of us working actively in the film. But it was also a very crazy film. I have to remember, over and over, all of you who are watching it time and again, it's easy when you watch the film, but you don't know what madness, we go through it at various levels. A film like this, it's wonderful that it's now there in the public domain and you can watch it and it's a Northeastern film and it's marvelous and all of that. But from the point of writing it and it being at the back of your head always that it's a Northeastern film, how do you sell it, then getting to the point that you're meeting people, knocking on doors. It's a Northeastern film with a Northeastern cast. It's never been attempted before. All these imponderables. And even when it was, finally picked up a producer, we were still working with a small budget because it's an indie film, plus the fear that, it's not been tried before. There are all these constraints. Now, the point I'm trying to make is that even with Merenla, I really wanted, because she's such a fabulous actress and a very intelligent actress. And it's wonderful when an actor is a natural actor, but is also an intelligent actor. I think that makes the difference between a good actor and a great actor. And Merenla is that. And I was really hoping we could do a lot more, but just because of the craziness of the film, a lot of things going wrong, we couldn't. But Merenla, the point I'm trying to make is an excellent actor. I don't see why that wouldn't happen either with me or with somebody else, where she gets picked up for more roles and roles that have a lot more meat. Is that making sense?
Because I asked a very simple question. The most complicated answer. I'm happy with that answer. So I just want to ask Milo something, because she's been hanging on and looking very interested all the time. Milo, where are you? Milo, she certainly got
Milo has dropped out.
I'm here.
She's here.
She's there. Milo, so when we see you the first time on that scene, when we see a glance of you, I thought there was a Korean K-pop star there,
Yeah.
It really looked like a K-pop star. How was it being around all these crazy people? Because everybody seems to be crazy, and you just had to be there and support them. And as a supporting actress, did you go crazy by the end of this time, seeing all these, kind of pompous actors and actresses, just, throw their weights around? Did you feel like pinching them,
I might have hit Meren also. I don't know.
It was very overwhelming, and I was like very anxious throughout the shoot, I think, because I've never done anything like this before in my life, and obviously there are like huge names in the film. So, and everyone knew each other, I guess, and they were all from Bombay, so everyone had kind of a rapport going on, and I was like the new student in the school, and I didn't know what to do, where to go, what do I do, and they were like, because I have zero background in this field, so technically I was like under, and I don't know, it just, I mean, I was very lucky and fortunate to meet all of them, because now I think they've become my family in Bombay. So
Wonderful.
yeah.
Asanla,
Sorry. Hello.
yeah, go on. You want to add more?
Yeah, you can. No. You can hear me, right? The network is very
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm in Arunachal, so the network is very bad here.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's still, I think, Arunachal and Nagaland have this fierce competition when it comes to, internet network.
Bad,
They're like
Yeah,
at
internet.
each
It's
other,
really bad. It's
like at
really
the
bad.
bottom,
And
they're trying to, they're trying to drill for oil when it comes to network problems. They're doing a wonderful job, and I think they'll find oil soon. Sumangal Rajkova is writing again. He says, shout out, Rohan. I don't know what to do because these millennials know what to do when you say shout out. So whatever, shout out to you, Rohan. He was hyper. He can easily be everyone's best friend and reliable mainland buddy. My God, you can be the mainland buddy. Love to know his experience in the film. Tenzing, is he a good mainland buddy?
Best. He's more like a bhai.
Mainline buddy sounds like, the truck driver, mainline truck driver or the mainline sumo drivers and all, who drive on those hellish roads and all from Dimapur to Kohima. Sorry, don't get mad.
Karma, there's a joke. I want to say something. Rohan has a joke. One-liner. He's half, what? Say, Rohan, complete it.
What?
You're what? You're half Mizo.
Or was it Khasi?
Or is it Khasi?
Yeah, so this is what usually happens. They put me on a spot.
Yeah.
And then they're like, tell that joke जो तुमने 1.5 साल पहले सुना है. Didn't taste of what it was.
So what are
Guys,
you half?
this is
Don't love the attention.
yeah.
Rohan, what are you half?
No, I'm full Northy, full North Indian.
North Indian.
Now at least eight states are gonna claim him, so he's not half anymore. He's like 1/8 of every state.
Yeah.
I can claim to be from Tripura because that's the only missing link.
You had to bring it up, Rohan.
Yeah.
Also, Karma, sorry, but where's your son? He was supposed to be part of the whole
Where's Dorji?
conversation.
He's having his online classes just now. So very important. So Asadullah has been, sitting, watching the screen very lovingly with her fantastic eyes. I'm not going to flirt with you online. I'm not supposed to do that. I'm married to a Punjabi girl. But the question that I wanted to ask you was, I love the scene. I think it's a difficult one when somebody is getting married on your behalf. I've never seen it happen. And it was a very difficult one. It was a very difficult scene. And to be able to sit there and, of course, you are acting, but still to look excited and in the end tell your new husband that you love him very much. It was a very unique thing for me. I don't know if I would be able to do a computer screen, and I'm thinking that you'd be looking at an empty computer screen and showing all those emotions. Did Nicholas put you in a tight spot with that weird ceremony, which I was like, absolutely wonderful one?
I don't. First of all, I'm really glad that I got this part. I'm not from this acting background. I never even thought that I would be doing something like this, but I'm just grateful and blessed that you gave me this chance, and I'm just more than happy to be working with all these amazing actors. So yeah, about this scene, coming back to your question, I just feel like Nicholas made it very simple for us. Why? Because the laptop, the video was already playing. So it was very normal for me to like, wait, or was it playing? I don't remember much. but I think also it was a big task for me because everyone was just helping me out with how to do it. And, you know, don't be nervous, just be happy about it. You know, you're getting married. So I think everyone, they literally helped me in this part of the shoot. And I have no complaints. It was just a good part. No, Nicholas would be in any tough position. It was a very good scene that I think so we all did. Yeah, that's it.
The nation wants to know now. The nation wants to know whether there was something playing on that computer or not.
Karma, sorry. Karma, sorry.
Was it Parashar?
Yeah. Sorry again. I'm becoming that. No, nothing of that sort. But going back to the way we were shooting it, and props to our production designer, Yasmin. The fact that most of the spaces you see have been turned around into like one was, we were using it for 2 or 3 different things. So the props actually, kudos to the production design, and the space in the same space was used for many things. In fact, the wedding happens pretty much. Both the weddings happen in the same place. If that's the hint that your audiences
don't give out.
Yeah, but that's fine. That's fine. And that's all credit goes to the production design team. So that's all I wanted to say. Sorry, I'm making a habit out of it.
There's a message from all the way from UK. Ashila Wangdi is saying, just to let the team know that I've actually taken an annual leave to watch the movie. I cannot wait. Had the NHS duties today, so she's working with the NHS. Okay. Yeah. Gautam Tamdar says, brilliant movie. Me and my wife finished watching it on Netflix. I guess it's together because you can't, because you're locked down, so you got to watch it together. It's so good. Congratulations to the entire team. Dolly ma'am got the joke. You guys didn't. It's a very North Indian kind of a joke. Yeah, it's like, because, it's not, yes, it was, okay. Vaibhav is saying, maybe Vaibhav knows more. Yes, it was playing the video. Also, Asenla was made to attend the wedding shoot too. Wow. So that was great planning. Thank you, Parashar, for that insight. So I don't need to go to Ornop show to find out later at 9 o'clock actually what happened.
We will still see you in that show.
Whether there was something going on that and all. So Rohan, there was a love message for you. You have to respond to that love message. So people want to know, because we were cut off by so many other people who always seem to want to speak like me. So people want to know what was your
experience. This was the first experience that I can recall where I was in a room and I was the minority, right? So in that sense, yes. Is it tough being a North Indian? I mean, it is. It's you get judged. Great. I have worked with Nicholas before. In this film called Mantra. So in that sense, knowing the director wasn't a problem. And I had the great opportunity to meet people from such different backgrounds, and I learned a lot about Northeastern culture. My flatmate in Delhi when I was in college is from Assam. So I mean I did know a couple of things, but getting to know so many people, making such wonderful friends, it did teach me a lot about Northeastern culture, and that I think is something that I really cherish. And shooting in Delhi is bound to be a great experience because you experience the best of Delhi. But yeah, it was a great experience.
Now you're sounding like one of those new guys I meet everywhere. The moment I say hi, I'm Karma, I'm from so and so, they tell me, I have a friend from the Northeast. I have a lot of friends from the Northeast.
Oh my God!
Where are they from?
Nailed it.
Yeah, no,
where are they from? And they're like, oh, they are from, I think, Imphal in Sikkim. I said, Imphal is not okay. I give the credit that, they are from somewhere. I said, where are you from? And they're like, do you know their names? Oh, I forgot their names. Bahadur tha. I said, well, what? I mean, that's how racist these guys can get. So reverse racism, back to you.
Bichara Rohan, all the darts are going back at him.
I know.
So Dolly ma'am, with all your experience, if you watch the movie, I know it's a difficult question, but would you give them stars, all of them, like, out of 5, how many stars would you give Tenzing? How many stars would you give Rohan and the others with your experience? Just be brutal with the stars. Leen ko sabse kam dena. Because I still haven't tasted food.
Same here. I haven't tasted the film as yet. I'm rather from my eyes point of view. But nevertheless, I must say, Tenzing and Rohan will remember on the sets itself, I said, are really talented guys. You remember Rohan? Tenzing?
Yes, ma'am.
Mike Kurosawa?
I remember.
I told him. There is a great deal of honesty which is required in acting. Like I am. I'm a very honest person. one thing to say, and I shared it with Nicole also this morning, that doing this character changed the end little bit. I'm talking from my character point of view, because somewhere inside I feel we all are born as behave in that way, So when the film was coming, and from this character's point of view, I always thought there is something. She has been a hockey player, so there is something very positive about her. She can't be a loser. Can't let anybody lose. So there has to be a winning point in the film. That's how my character changed. Towards the youngsters, she suddenly puts on into their shoes. Trying to see how would they be feeling about it. And also I would feel I would like to share this. In my character, there were so many layers to it, Feeling, I have never been a landlady. Trying to be a landlady, and that also to such beautiful girls who inside she really adores them, It's just her attitude which makes them, her behavior towards them. And there, I love the naughtiness that set. I loved it, and so I was not really too well during those days, but the little cutie jokes, the naughty. Silently, I used to show them. I have not heard it, but it was lovely being on the set. A lot. And I was a tough nanny.
Wonderful, very diplomatic answer.
Yeah.
We loved it. So, yeah.
Early.
Okay.
Because I have a live with BBC at 4. It's like I'm 12 minutes late already. I'm really sorry. Please forgive me.
Yeah.
We are
Just so you
waiting.
know, that's the BBC.
I had more questions for you, but I guess you can say BBC on East Mojo, but try and say East Mojo also on BBC.
I have been messaging them. I have been messaging them that I can't come because I don't feel like leaving East Mojo and this amazing party, but I really don't know what to do. So
we'll let you go, but towards the end, when they are, when you play, just say, I have to go to East Mojo.
East Mojo. I will say 5 times over there. I'm coming from East Mojo. I had the best live session at East Mojo. I wish you were like East Mojo.
Thank you for joining us.
Any
last words from you before you leave us? Leave this fun party.
I will have a lot of FOMO, but having said that, I mean, I am just really, really grateful that I got to be part of this. And not just saying it because, with as actors, we are so blessed that you can be part of different experiences. And comes to this kind of a film, just to be able to collaborate with, different kinds of talent, people from different cultures, and especially this film has been quite an educative one, if I may say so. In spite of knowing that, I thought I was quite woke and I knew about things and I was evolved in certain ways. There was still so much one didn't know, and the moment, like in terms of culture or food or languages, like just so much. And just to be able to collaborate with this bunch was just magical. So I'm truly grateful. Since last night, we've all been feeling a lot of like gushing emotion for each other, and I think I've made some friends for life. And and thank you for having us. Really,
Thank you, Shan. Thank you. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Lots of love, guys. Miss you.
Bye.
Bye, Dolly Ji. Good to see you.
I
Bye.
love you.
Bye. I have no idea how to go out now. Now I don't know how to go out, guys.
Good. Good for you.
It's like Hotel California. You come in, but you can never leave.
You'll see a hang up. You'll see a hang up button right next to the video and the mic button.
I think Karma has done something. He's not letting me leave only.
Just ask BB to join us.
Yeah.
There's a little red phone type thing.
Okay, found it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye.
So, Dolly ma'am, we are sticking with a question with you. So, when you came out smelling Akune and you opened the window and then you started shouting, my son ran towards, because his mother's working, she works from home, ran towards Geeta and said, Papa, can you rewind? So I rewound. And he made her watch it, because that's her exact reaction when we made Akune at home. This is exactly what happened. She said, मैं मर जाऊंगी, तुम लोगों ने क्या कर दिया? Then she said, open the window and everything. So it's like the craziest thing that happened. So, and we were laughing. So I don't know, somehow my son thinks that my wife is going to grow up to be like that character. So just for that, the audience who are going to watch Akune, can you repeat those lines if you hear?
Oh God! I can't मैं तो मर
No, ma'am, somebody recorded that scene and sent it to me on Instagram saying that this is what exactly happened. So many people are agreeing to that.
And if Nicole and Parasha will remember, they had gone up, camera was somewhere. Oh God, it was such a difficult placement of camera. And then they saw, and we were also short of time. And suddenly Nicole comes and says, ma'am, just improvise. Kuch bhi na, aap kar dijiye. Because kya karna hai and all. So, and honestly speaking, the place, the little window, a shaft. It was the scene itself made me do that.
Yeah, Parasha, you want to say something?
Do I? Okay, I mean, just in terms of shooting it, I was actually balanced. I went up the shaft. And,
you were not there at the camera.
I was actually balancing myself in these two edges and just kind of hanging on to it. And and with my build, it was quite something. But I really wanted to get that shot that way, and it was pure adrenaline rush. And we just kind of were doing this, and I'm so glad that we did it. And it comes at, and it has its impact. And I should later. I'll be sharing a photograph. I was stuck up there, and with nothing, no rigging, nothing. It was just me trying to balance it with the camera. and I went up about 3 or 4, about 6 feet above her, and I could have fallen from there. I mean,
Thank God your
Karma,
family jewels
Karma.
are safe, yeah?
true that.
If somebody at my position would have seen how Parasha was fixed, it would have been. If I wish the camera was at my angle, Oh God!
Jolly Ma'am was genuinely scared, basically.
Yeah.
Because I thought he's going to fall. His one leg was on one wall and the other leg was on the other wall.
Yeah, even the cooking scene where Parashar is like literally on the wall. I think Parashar, you're quite tall and he's.
Oh, it's quite heavy.
Yeah, and you were trying to be on the wall, and I don't know how you did it. We hardly have any space. That was amazing, and we needed to shoot that. Oh, beautiful.
So there's a comment from Prem Rani Thingam. She says, "It's such a pleasure to see you all there. You did a great job. The most touching scene is when everyone got dressed and started to proceed for the wedding. I almost got tears. Love to the team, and a fan of Shayani. She's not here, so I'm not going to mention her name. A fan of Lynn and Nicholas and everybody else here, and Milo. Yeah, and didn't mean to hurt anyone with my previous comment. Obviously, you didn't hurt anyone, yeah? Nicholas is not hurt at all.
No, not at all.
Something? No, yeah, he's not. Just say, can you just say, Prema Rani Thingam, I'm not hurt. I took it in a very nice, positive way. Can you just say?
Absolutely. Prema Rani, and what did you say? What was it?
Thingam. Not Bam. Gom. Oh, God, you have a big problem with Bam and Gom.
That's the Manipuri.
Yeah, Gom, G-O-M. Yeah.
So this is what we struggle with, huh? All of us within the Northeast as well. There are all these different surnames and stuff. And that's not me trying to, get away from saying what I have to say.
Yeah. Just
no,
try
please,
saying beyond Nicholas myself. I struggle.
I'm I didn't take offense to it. So please chill. It's fine. I just meant to say that I, wanted to make a very balanced film because, there's prejudice everywhere and it's not fair to just make one which is one-sided, That's all.
Okay. Yirman Arthur is writing. She says, my Rajput friend from Jaipur, who's Naga in her belly, gastronomically speaking. There are people like that. There are lots of people like that. Yeah. Speaking, called me up excitedly, like super excitedly, okay, not just excitedly, like this is like super excitedly. I know America can do that super excitedly very well. This morning to tell me that there is a film on Akune on Netflix. Of course, I'd already saved the date before even watching it. I'm sure I'll love it, or even if not, I'll be super proud to have the Northeast featured among my playlist on Netflix. Congratulations to the entire team. Akune, many of us feel like we are part of our journey. This is the most important part. Manila, remember, everybody is feeling like this. No, this is the most powerful thing. It's true. Everybody is feeling like it's our journey. So Manila, on that, you'll have to improvise something very interesting. Like, it's like the entire Northeast, mostly the millennials and the irritating types are with you on this journey. They feel like they're part of this movie. What do you have to say?
I don't know. I guess what was very interesting when the trailer came out was most of the comments were people who said, something like this happened to me. Something like this happened to me. And everyone was just sharing their stories of cooking and Akune, or not even Akune, anything else, and then getting caught. I personally, when I was a student in Delhi, we were cooking, and I think it was dry fish, and some of the neighbors thought that we were eating dog meat, and they called the cops, and then the cops came to our house. So much drama, and then we told the cops that it's we called them to the kitchen and we showed them what we're cooking, And the police were so sweet. They actually looked at all the ingredients and they were very curious. And then they looked and they checked everything. And then they charged the neighbors some money for calling them uselessly and said, you can't just call the police for all these useless things, and scolded them and left. It was such a funny
Did they give you a cut? Okay, there's a thing for you. Rongpang Kichu is writing, Tenzing, you should come to Nagaland with bodyguard. Yeah, saying.
Oh, wow. What a compliment.
You know why? You know what has happened here? You know what's happening here? They are watching the movie. Tenzing, they are watching the movie.
No.
They are watching the movie. They're trying to understand the comment. The comment is very straightforward. Rongpang is saying that Tenzing should come with bodyguards to Nagaland.
I know Madden's brother is 6 feet 5 inches tall, and if there are like 2 of them,
yeah, so
Hey,
you
I'm
need
not
to come with bodyguard.
to be your bodyguard, okay?
So Asanla, what do you say to those people? Yeah, they're already threatening. They're already threatening Tenzing now because of what happened to your relationship.
No, I just feel.
You guys just should have stayed together, yeah.
No. I
Chinese
just
gone
feel the
also
guy
now.
is saying that because a lot of girls are going crazy over Tenzing, maybe. So that's the reason they're like, if you're coming, then bring bodyguards. Otherwise, all the girls will attack on you.
or it
Who
could
knows?
rather be you
Acha,
murder
like
the
that.
accent so badly,
What?
How
What
else
Tenzing?
would
What
you
did you
read
say?
that statement? I think
or it could
that was the
also
most
be
obvious.
you murder the accent so badly, you should get bodyguards because you deepened our name.
That wouldn't be
Yeah,
Nagaland
even
then.
if
That would be
No.
Mizoram.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
1 minute. So 1 minute.
So
There's
I'm
more
good. I'm
news.
good with the Mizos.
There's more comments coming in. Minule Nunu is writing saying Tenzing is trending in Nagaland. The
Whoa.
state wants to know if he's single.
Oh
No!
Oh!
I've been married to a cause long back in 1959.
Whoa.
God, you're so serious. No, are you single?
No, I'm married.
What? Hey,
I've
Baba,
got
are you
He's
single?
married
It's
to
a
Rohan.
simple question.
Married. One of them.
I'm married with 2 kids.
Okay. G. Visha Kale is saying lots of love and virtual hugs to this amazing cast and crew. A big experience for each and everyone. Lots of learning. I guess from your team, right? I don't know.
That's Gigi. Yes.
Oh,
Gigi, yes.
Gigi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Assistant director.
Gigi. Oh, okay.
Hey, Gigi.
Then there's Shaila is writing saying, Shaila Bulbul is writing, I love the part when everybody dress up in their semi-traditional dress. Nicholas?
I wasn't part of it.
No, but describe, no? Because the lighting was, Parag needs to describe. The lighting was absolutely fabulous. And to do that kind of lighting on a street in Delhi takes a lot of doing.
Yeah.
Even the first scene, when
Sorry, Karma, I lost you there. I think I lost you there. Sorry. Yeah, just the last
Even
bit.
I can't hear.
yeah, so the last scene, can you hear me now?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The lovely catwalk, use of lights, challenging because of the Delhi street. Also the use of lights when the film starts with that graffiti in the background. Because the graffiti is really lit.
I in fact that was something very conscious. Once we were in Humayunpur to kind of, there was a lot of street art around, and in fact I must mention that Zine or Zain or how he calls himself was a graffiti artist whose work we saw around, and we made sure that I was completely sure that I wanted to have that in the film, and the fact that we ended up using most of it in the right was I think it was a great success. And there's this one element that I think cinema in terms of the look of the film, we wanted to bring in a bit of edginess. The fact that it's the story of one day, So I wanted to start it with this hint of neon, a hint of the fact that, which will somehow, anticipate the fashion parade, as we used to call the scene. The fact that, it starts with something which later when it unfolds, and the only time we will see the lanes in the evening is when it's all, as part of the fashion parade. So I tried to bring in this bit of color with some neons, with some, if you see, Upasana's character walking down the roads, you'll see that there's some neon lights there, which is almost as if you know Humayunpur. That's how it is in the evening. I mean, in the day, it is a normal lane somewhere, and it transforms into something so different with its colors and with its signages and its graffiti, and all the graffiti tends to behave different in neon lights. So I wanted to have a hint of it right at the beginning of what the fashion parade is finally going to unfold. And the fashion parade was, there are certain moments or in the film which Nick and I, we thought we're going to push it. We're going to make it slightly more than real, slightly more stylized, like the community center. So the fashion parade was something that we were really building it up to. And the places that we went to, if you notice, there was this one lane where the girls were walking past a very old traditional looking Haveli. So we lit it blue. The fact that it was a Haveli, but we lit it with some blue light and some really, and you can see that there is a shop, a Kirana shop right there, but it has a different nature altogether because it's all neon lit. There's another shot where it's right, there is a top angle where they cross, and there's a small shop, and that has red light coming out of it, which was completely not real. But I think as an experience, as a visual experience, we really wanted to elevate it and literally go people's, hopefully take people's breath away and think, okay, this is how people, you see this whole film unfold in these narrow, lanes, but suddenly they transform, just as the film has a transformation. Even these characters have a transformation. So yeah, there was a hint of that, of color, of neon, which I think the fashion parade somewhere justifies it. If you ask me, there's so much that we could have done more, but yeah, that was the intention.
Right. So some more messages for you. Ricky Sung says,
Tejasna Pradhan wants to ask Nicholas, what were your insecurities while making Akone?
What were my insecurities? Can you hear me? What were my insecurities?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Karma, I can't hear you.
Yeah. His mic is mute right now.
Yeah. What was the question? I didn't quite hear it.
what were your insecurities while making Akone?
While making it?
Yeah.
Everything, yeah. I mean, there's just, seriously, to make an indie film is really, really difficult. It's very little money. Also remember, as I said earlier, the fact that it's the first Northeastern film, so, we were taking a risk with it. The budget was, kind of on the lower side. It's shot in Delhi in the heat of summer, June, July. By the way, for those people who are not, most of you won't know this, but in June and July in Delhi, shoots don't happen. Shoots happen for maybe 2-3 days. But otherwise, it's not sustainable, because if you shoot for 4 days in Delhi, you're likely to have casualties, people just literally collapsing. So there were all these things that we had to deal with. Plus, we were shooting in real locations. Obviously, all these very tiny spaces, no AC, nothing. I could go on, and there are many insecurities. One deals. I mean, let's have a separate program. Karma. All of them are gone.
We'll pick up on BBC.
I'll need just a day.
Okay, so we've completely kind of run out of time now, because somebody commented before that this is going to go on for 2 hours. I think this can potentially go on for 2 hours, but I'll have to wrap it here. But before I go, I just want each and every one of you to give you space to make your comment. One on what was your experience like, and what are your learnings? Learnings just not in the sense of how you as actors have learned, but how you as individuals dealt with such a sensitive subject and carried it forward. What are the positive things that you tried to do? I will start with Milo. Milo's like just stop.
Can you hear me? Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
Did you hear my question?
Yeah. Yeah, I did, but I couldn't catch the last part of the second half about the positive messages. Can you repeat that part again?
Even I forgot that. But I remember. It's like, okay, one side of it is like a learning as an actor, right? That's the one side of learning.
Okay.
The other side is learning as a person who is acting in a movie with a subject which is a difficult one, and it has to be portrayed in a sensitive manner. So what were your two learnings from that?
About the acting part, I think it just opened a whole new world for me, which I was always fond of, and I was, I think, highly obsessed with the world also. I'm a huge movie buff, and I've always, I try to catch every single movie that I can and things like that. So to finally be in one, which I've always watched on screen and dreamt about, and was always fantasizing about. So to finally be in one, it just opened like a whole new, like a Pandora's box. Like this is how things happen, and this is how it all comes together. And it was, I think, this experience in Akone made me. Oh shit! Sorry. Okay. So,
you're welcome.
So this experience in nothing. So actually, what I wanted to do all life, and now finally there is a door open, and now I just need to gather all the courage that I have and dive into this world, even though I have no experience or no one backing me up or anything like that. So yeah, that was the thing that I learned, and it's been amazing. And about and the way to portray it, actually, I didn't have much to do in that part in the film. So I guess I don't know. I don't have much to say, but about dealing with it in real everyday life.
Mute.
Mute.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she's back. No? Okay. I overestimated the network of Arunachal. The same question to you. Leave you and say bye and all.
I feel like this is like the final round in the Miss Universe competition where all the contestants are asked the same question.
Yeah,
and the one with the best question is going to get the crown.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, the best takeaway from this film is are the friends that I managed to make. I think when the shoot started, I don't think any one of us expected that we would all get along so well. What? Because usually, film shoots, the way they happen is you shoot a project and then you're done, and then you keep in touch. You follow each other in Instagram, drop 1 or 2 comments. The thing with us was, it's crazy when Mommy happened. They were all at one point. Everyone was living in my house. I think I had to roll out mattresses on the floor, and we were just living there because my house was the closest to all the theaters. And then after that, we would all just go and eat at Lynn's house. Poor Lynn had to cook so much for us because we were so easy. We would be like, "Hey Lynn, what are you making?" And everyone would just land up in Lynn's house and just start eating whatever she cooked. We just became like a family. So that was like, you can see Tenzin and Rohan, they're living together right now. Rohan has a house, but he's just like living with Tenzin. And even Milo came and stayed with me me for like 2 weeks, and when she left, I was so upset. I was actually throwing tantrums that she would have to keep messaging me to check that I was fine, because I was like, oh Milo, you've left me. Oh Milo, I'm so scared at night, and I think she was even annoyed at me or something like that. And then Lynn decided to move. Lynn used to live close to me. Then she decided to move far away, and I took it as the biggest betrayal ever because I was so mad at her. Like the friendships that formed out of this film. I think that's the biggest takeaway. Yeah.
Wonderful.
And, what was the other part of the question?
It's okay. This is long enough. Yeah.
Sorry.
So now since you said Miss Universe, I got an interesting question. So while you were talking, I quickly Googled. I was listening to you also, but I quickly Googled and I found the top 15 pageant questions that they always ask in Miss Universe.
Oh God!
For Lynn. So the question is, this is your last question. So your question is.
Oh wait! Let me get into. Yes, I'm ready.
That's for Lynn.
No, it's for you. Okay, since you're like giving me the pose and all.
Whatever the question is, the answer is world peace.
Okay.
World
Lynn,
peace gets you the crown.
okay, wait. Now, Lynn, if you could change one thing about the world, what would it be?
Wow, literally, you took it to your heart. No racism, no discrimination. Everyone should.
Just give her the crown.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But adding to what Maren said, and the question you asked, friendship. We truly I moved closer to these guys. I'm living here for 8 years, but I live closer to Tenzin and Milo and all these people now because of the film. I met so many wonderful friends and people on the set. Working with Dolly ma'am, I've always I have loved her work as a costume designer, as a theater actor. I loved her. I've seen a play few years back, and I was like, oh my God, she was so good. Working with Vinay, working with Parasha, Nicholas. Also, I have been in the industry for too long, and I've gotten really tiny roles, and I've gotten approached for would you mind playing Chinese film where you're singing? I just turned down all of that because I also carry a huge responsibility of my community. Coming from Manipur, we have a very, very small population, and I have to respect people, our culture, all that, and it's a very heavy burden sometimes. But when I met Nick and I heard the story, I really wanted Nick to make this story. Even if I was not there, I told Nick that I really want you to go ahead and make this film somehow. So finally it's out, and to be there as an actor who's been here for so long and waiting for a right moment, right a script, right story, which does a justice to our community, our people, for the rest of the world, was very difficult. But yes, I'm here today interviewing me because of, this film. I'm very thankful for this, to Nicholas and to the entire cast and crew and everyone present here.
Thank you. Asanla?
Lovely.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's your turn. Do you want a question or do you want to take the first question?
No, I'm going to take the first one.
Okay.
Well, I think, again, how I start my replies, I really want to be thankful to Nicholas for giving me this chance, because I never thought that I could ever do this. So in terms of, well, I think so I did learn a little bit here and there, and just being with a lot of amazing actors, I just got to know what I'm doing wrong and where I can do good and what I can, maybe get improvisation skill in me someday, maybe, I don't know, or take this acting career seriously maybe someday. I'm just thinking about it now. So it's only because of Nick for giving me this chance, and it's because of the people that I was surrounded by, the actors, all the. So that's the answer for the acting part. And when it comes to something I want to talk related to not acting, I think so. Yeah, as Marin said, I never thought that we will still be in contact. Like we have a group called Aconians. So we normally chat there every single day. And what, Roman?
No.
So we chat there every single day, and just being a part of the group and just being there, listening to them, sometimes just have a conversation is also really nice. And yeah, one thing also I learned about racism while shooting was that not being racist is a choice that you make. And there are so many people out there who are racist and who maybe are very ignorant, and they know very little about it. So maybe and hopefully this movie can put a message that people. Sorry, just there was a thunder. Okay, so
Wow, that's
so people
dramatic.
so maybe this movie can put out the message out there, like that we noticed are there, we are here, and it affects us what you say. So maybe one can put this racism away and just be happy about being humans in general. So
Okay.
yeah.
Now I come to Tenzing and Rohan. Tenzing, there's I'll lead with a question, and then you can answer whatever you want. Okay.
Karma, excuse me. I have
Yeah.
to go. I have another meeting.
Okay.
So,
Say bye to him. Thank you so much.
thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Karma.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Next time I'm in Bombay, I'll come over.
Oh yes, I would love to cook for everyone. I love cooking and I love feeding people.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Silent.
Bye, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Bye, Parag.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Tenzing, some girls want to know, so I'll lead with the question. Do you consider yourself to be a giver or taker? And why?
Oh my God.
Wow.
What a question.
I think, as my man Buddha says, so to achieve complete happiness, and the true happiness can only be achieved when you are giving. I enjoy giving more than taking. So I would yeah. I think that would be my answer, but a very good question, I would say.
He wins the crown.
No, I'm going for the crown now.
No. Tenzing, the rest of the question I asked about the experience and all.
Yes. So I'm going for the crown now. The way I see racism, and the only reason why I did this film was because this story is so relevant. It's something that we have all lived through our time, through my, in the 25 years of life, I feel racism is a part of my life. Now, because I grew up in Delhi, I no longer pay heed to the uncreative pronouns used by my fellow citizens to offend me. I do not fear the adjectives used to describe me in giggle and hush voices. Rather, I fear the adjectives used to describe my mother, my sister in crowded metros and buses. I fear not the treatment of me in temples and mosques. Rather, I fear my sister's late-night lonely walks. I'm grateful the Constitution allows me to roam freely around the nation. Would you kindly do away with one racist slur that links us to the oldest profession? Fellow citizen, that's the only thing I ask of you, because if I start speaking of systemic racism, this poem will then be swept under the carpet too. Do I get the crown now?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm completely speechless. I don't even know now whether to follow it up with a question that I have for Rohan. So let's seal right now. Okay, Rohan, the question for you, and this is a pageant question. What do you think about the growing number of foreign investments in the United States?
It's funny you should ask that because Tenzin and I were just talking about it before we started with the video.
NASDAQ functions.
See, FDI is a tricky concept.
Eventually, like what's that guy's name? The economist, the Rajan dude.
Yeah.
So the Rajan dude like puts in very precise words on the economic growth, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic. So
It's a question for Rohan.
I'm so sorry. I got to.
Actually, it depends on which school of thought you follow when it comes to FDI. So, I mean, I don't know if we have enough time to delve into it, but we sure can talk about it.
I think the Keynesian framework
works here. No, I don't believe in that school of thought.
Okay, now to the serious question. What did you enjoy most about working for this movie, and what do you take away?
I think, like Merin said, I think the best part about the film is, making such good friends. And it rarely happens on a film set that, like even after 2 years post the shoot, you guys are like, people are still in touch. And so I think that is my biggest takeaway from the film. And I also, because of such good friends, I also got to travel the Northeast twice. So I got to learn a lot about the culture, and that's one thing I really cherish.
Okay, come over. I'll take you to next time.
Yes, would love to.
Dolly ma'am, your question is coming up now. What are the best qualities a parent could share with their children, and why?
You've used the word sharing, which is missing in these days. Basically they have to share, and they have to give their ear to the kids.
You are Teda, but we can live with it, I think.
I'm Teda. Am I Sita now?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I feel is that parents are not lending their ears to the kids' problems, their kids' voices. They have to listen to that and sharing. And one thing I want to say for the world is the message of spreading love. There is going to be love. Everything is going to be good and happy like a film, because it gives us so many nuances of how to be a good human being. That's it. See, I scored. I get the crown now.
Thank you. Parashar?
Yes.
Do you think professional athletes are overpaid? Merila started this. I did not.
Well, but I guess in this kind of brand endorsement, and I guess it's become. But it's like going back to the gladiators and how the gladiators were celebrated. So I guess a professional athlete is it's like that. I mean, people love to see them perform, and it kind of harks back to some maybe some historical reasons why they are paid more and celebrated and looked at as performers, as examples of human supremacy or excellence. I guess that comes with some kind of value.
The other question?
Well, when I got the film, it was, I took it upon myself to, it seemed like a responsibility for me to kind of honor the script, honor the reasons why the film was made, and to kind of, make sure that, me being from Assam, make sure that, these things, these sensitivities, come across, even, and I took it upon myself on set, to be that guy who tries to balance things out, try to sensitize, the rest of the crew, the fact that we had such a amalgamation of, of artists from different cultures, to make sure that, it's all there, all in place, and somewhere watch out so that, what we were stepping out to do, make sure that it's done with the right intention. So that was while we were filming, I took it upon myself, being from Assam, as an added responsibility, not merely it's just a cinematographer to deliver a film, but more so as to make sure that those experiences that I personally had somewhere kind of makes the rest of the film shoot or the experience much more sensitized. that was one. And to take back the fact that everywhere, I mean, I think at the end of the day, chaos, whatever chaos you might have, it all falls into place, and which is what this experience tells us about Akhuni, about all the madness, all the trouble that we went through while making film. All this has suddenly seemed so worthwhile now, and it was all for the right reasons. All that we set out to do, how people are getting it. I think that's a very big satisfaction. The fact that the ideas that we were trying to portray in the film, people are kind of they've been receptive to it, and they are kind of it's resonating with the people. I think it's a huge encouragement, and the fact that it's I mean, it all falls into place like everything else. So yeah.
Oh, Dolly's gone, is it?
Okay. Yeah.
She sent a message.
Yeah. So she sent a message. So the last question, the final word to you, Director. We've completely run out of time. This is the question where Miss South Carolina got eliminated because of this question. So you have to be very careful. If you could relive one moment in your life, which one would you pick, Nicholas?
If
you could relive one moment in your life, which one would it be?
Maybe this one day when I'd worked a lot in Bombay, and then I was going back home, and I was in Guwahati, and a friend of mine was coming. There was an event in Guwahati, and I got there at noon at this very nice hotel, which had just come up, a 5-star hotel. And I got myself a martini at 12. Then I had another martini at 1, then 2, then 3. My friend eventually came at 8. The time just passed. I don't know how it did. I had a fabulous time by myself drinking several martinis.
Okay. Final word on the takeaway from Akhuni.
Just one prayer, yeah, which is that, the good thing is that in fashion, you see a lot of Northeastern faces. It's wonderful. It's happening. You don't bat an eyelid anymore when you see a Northeastern face, donning a big fashion magazine or a part of it. It's in the news media, Karma, you've been part of it, and it's wonderful. I remember being very happy seeing you that first time. And then, of course, from there it was downhill, but that's a separate story we'll get into another time. But with film and TV, that hasn't happened yet, and there are no excuses in this day and age. It requires a little more care going into the casting, but if the film is set in Delhi, in Bangalore, in any of these places, if it's in a village, I can understand, but if it's set in the city, there's no reason for an entire web series, for an entire film not to have one Northeastern character. Yeah, it's too much. I'll just give you one example. I don't know if this is even proper to do or not, but Patal Lok, I thought, was a great series. I love that series. I think it's the best series we've had. And it's set in Delhi. There's Delhi police. There's not a single, because Delhi police has a huge population has a huge percentage of Northeasterners. But also set in Delhi, we don't see any Northeasterners except for that one girl who's put there for that particular reason. So again, this is not to nitpick because I really like the series, but I'm saying there are so many situations like that where Northeast can so easily come into the picture without you having to think because we're part of the city everywhere, and not enough of it is being done at all.
Right. You see more representation, certainly. One question that's coming up a lot is when Nicholas is going to come up with that project, but that story we are going to publish on eastmojo.com. We'd like to thank the fantastic crew of Akhuni for joining us. This is a wonderful conversation. Thank you so much. And to you, our viewers, for watching. And if you haven't, please go on Netflix and watch Akhuni. It's our movie. You'll enjoy it. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamala.
Thank you, Karma.
Thank you.